In a bombshell interview on TalkTV, Labour's Bridget Phillipson faces fury after admitting her government prioritises illegal migrants over British citizens. As the migration crisis spirals out of control, she dares to claim responsibility to asylum seekers is more important than protecting local communities. This explosive revelation proves Labour's betrayal of hardworking Brits. With public anger reaching boiling point, this could be the final nail in Labour's coffin. First off, a massive cheers for all the support. After our last shout-out, the channel picked up 2,000 new subscribers in under 10 days. Absolutely brilliant. We honestly didn't see that coming. We're buzzing about it, and it's given us the push to aim for the next milestone: 10,000 subs. So, if you haven't jumped on board yet, hit that subscribe button and join this little family that's growing thanks to you. And don't forget to check the description. We've popped a few links down there if you fancy supporting us even more.
I want to see more of these protests, but I understand why people are taking to the streets, and here's what I'm going to do about it. And it seems that Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, who's been sort of missing without trace, is about to pop up today and thrill us all with some new measures that they're going to take, tinkering around the edges of the asylum appeals system and also reducing the vast number of people that you're automatically entitled to bring into our country once you've been granted asylum. As always, way too little, too late. People are not listening anymore, I'm afraid.
And that's the point. I mean, I said it all day. I mean, Mrs. Bowles, you make a really good point. On the 8th of August, because we played this clip last week, she said, I'm going to give... she didn't sound like that, obviously. I'm going to give daily updates. I'm going to that was 3.5 weeks ago. Today will be the first time we've heard from her. It's really interesting. There's been so much since we last spoke. And, of course, we came off air on Friday in Morning Glory. And then that dreadful... I was at home, that sort of... result about the government, the Home Office, trying to go against the people of Epping, and they won. We'll talk about the judge in just a tick. But, I mean, most people I know said, is that our government going against its own people? We had the unglorious sight yesterday on Sky News with the excellent Trevor Phillips. Bridget Phillipson, awful woman. This is what she said about the whole debacle. And listen, Isabel, listen, she favours asylum seekers. Listen to this.
It is about a balance of rights. When people come to this country and claim asylum, we have a responsibility as a government to assess their cases and to process them. For those who have got a clear right to be here, for those who have evidenced what they are facing in terms of persecution, refugees, then that will be decided. Where they don't, then we will take action to remove people from the country. So we do have a responsibility to process those cases. And yes, to
the responsibility to those asylum seekers is more important than the responsibility to those who live locally.
Our responsibility to those who live locally is also important as well.
Is also important, Isabel. We have a clear responsibility. So, before you go anywhere, so then she was pushed further. Do you agree with the judge's judgment, for want of a better phrase? Have a listen.
Do you agree with what your lawyers said, or don't you?
Yes, of course we do.
I mean, honestly, again, what am I in politics? Nothing. Are they not listening to the British people? Do they think that millions of people are far right? Because I think millions of people are just right.
What an act. They don't get it. None of them get it. And how they don't get it, I don't know, because all they need to do is actually go and talk to people, go round the city centres and the town centres that are ravaged by the impact of mass uncontrolled immigration. Go and look at the effects of losing control of our borders on communities, and then maybe you'll get it. I don't think you get it just by sitting in the Palace of Westminster or in Whitehall in your Whitehall department. You need to get out there.
I completely agree. And of course, when we went off air on Friday, when the judgment came through, I didn't know this, but it turns out that Lord Justice Bean, that's quite funny, Mr. Bean, who delivered Friday's landmark Court of Appeal ruling, turns out that he was chairman of the Socialist socialist Fabian society between 89 and 90 is a mate of Lord Hermer, that disgrace of an Attorney General, another one of those left-wing socialist human rights lawyers, all tied into Starmer. So we're sitting here, aren't we, on Friday and Thursday and the weeks before going, any government would want the people to be heard. And he sat there the whole time, Starmer, rubbing his hands, now that one of his lefty socialist Fabian society loving mates was going to do him a deal. But again, politically, you're far more switched on than me. Do they not care what the people of Epping and further afield now feel, which is very simply this: you picked some migrants over us. We're supposed to be your indigenous voting public. You picked migrants, illegal immigrants over us. That's a fact.
I mean, this wasn't a victory for the government. There was it was a no-win situation for them, because had the judge upheld the injunction, they would have had an immediate practical problem of where to put all these.
Well, that you say there's no way to win. That's because they've come up with
Just my instinct is strings will be pulled, influence will be brought to bear, and this is not going to succeed, in my opinion, this legal case. But nonetheless, at least now we know where we all stand. At least the government has shown its true colours, and they are not the colours of the British flag.
I was quite interested, actually. Yesterday evening in my little town, I went in to get some cash from the cash point, and the roundabout was painted white and red. Fantastic, although that'll probably get whoever did that arrested. So we've got that, the migrant situation. There's another story today about the migrant, which I just want to do with you quickly, which is frightening. Asylum seekers have been put in new £300,000 townhouses in a Suffolk village, complete with ensuite bathrooms, electric vehicle charging points and an underfloor heating. The 4 privately owned 3-bedroom properties have a rental value of £1,200 a month. They've been leased to public service company Serco, working on behalf of the Home Office. So if you're in that Suffolk village that we're not naming, I don't know why, and you're going to work, you just pass people who get to live in nice houses, probably better than yours, for absolutely nothing. And as John in Portsmouth...
that ensures that you don't have divided societies in which one side resents the other. If you were born and, you grew up in the UK and you've contributed into the system, in my opinion, you should be prioritised over people who've just rocked up on a boat illegally and frankly are pretty unlikely really to be fleeing war and terror.
But that's my point. If you listen to Phillipson, did you hear her? She says, we've got a clear conscience of people who are escaping persecution. Is the woman stupid or thick or just deranged? Because these are illegal immigrants coming from France where there's no war-torn problems at all. It's just that we do more than the French do. And I keep saying it on this show, and I'm going to be thrown off. If I was in a country where my family were being bombed, I'd bring them with me. I wouldn't leave them there to be blown to smithereens. I'd bring them with me. Plus the first country I got to where there weren't bombs raining down on me head, I'd stay. We're a soft touch, and people have realised we are.